There is a war happening inside your brain right now. You cannot feel it. You cannot see it. But it is costing you every dollar you will ever earn. Every financial decision you make is not made by you. It is made by two systems inside your brain fighting each other. One system wants to protect your future. The other wants pleasure right now. And right now, the wrong one is winning. They spent billions studying this war. Then, they weaponized it against you. Every app, every store, every ad, built to make the wrong side win. What I am about to show you will permanently change how you make every financial decision. Because once you see the war, you can start winning it. This is not motivation. This is neuroscience. And it is the most important thing nobody ever taught you about money. The next 10 minutes will rewire how you see your own mind. Stay until the end. Because the last rule is the one that changes everything. My name is Marcus, and I lost 6 years of my financial life before I understood what you are about to learn. Her name was Sarah, 28 years old, smart, disciplined. She read every finance book she could find. She knew she should save. She knew debt was dangerous. She knew everything, and did none of it. Every Monday she would start fresh. New budget, new plan, new promises. By Wednesday, the plan was gone. She thought she had a discipline problem. She did not. She had a brain architecture problem. Her brain was doing exactly what it was designed to do. Seek pleasure now. Avoid pain now. The future does not exist to the primitive brain. Sarah was not weak. Sarah was fighting a battle with the wrong weapons. Information alone never wins a neurological war. You know Sarah. Maybe you are Sarah, because you already know what you should do, and still do not do it. The gap between knowing and doing is not a character flaw. It is a neurological gap, and it has a solution. Sarah found that solution, not in another book, in understanding the two systems running her brain. Once she understood the war, she stopped fighting herself and started designing her environment to win automatically. 6 months later, her savings hit $8,000. First time in her life. Same income, different brain strategy. The war did not stop. It never stops. But now she knew how to win it every single day. You have the same brain she had. The same war is running inside you right now. These rules are your weapons. Rule 1 starts now. Pay attention. This one alone will save you thousands this year. Before Rule 1. Stop for 10 seconds. Think about the last time you spent money on something you regretted within 24 hours. That feeling after. That hollow regret. That is your rational brain waking up after the impulsive brain already spent the money. You are not weak for feeling that. You are human. But being human does not mean being trapped. Every dollar wasted on impulse is a dollar stolen from your future self, and your future self cannot come back to stop you. The war is real, the cost is real, and the solution starts right now. Rule 1. The most powerful financial weapon your brain already has and has never been taught to use. Rule 1. Name the feeling before you spend. 3 words. Every single time. Before any non-essential purchase. Say out loud what you are actually feeling. Bored. Anxious. Lonely. Stressed. Excited. Naming the emotion activates your prefrontal cortex, the rational part of your brain. It physically interrupts the impulse signal. UCLA proved this in 2007. Naming an emotion reduces its neurological power by 50%. Half. Instantly. With 3 words. You are not buying the jacket. You are buying relief from anxiety. The jacket will not fix the anxiety. It never does. You are not buying the takeaway food. You are buying escape from loneliness. The food arrives. The loneliness stays. Once you name what you are actually buying, the purchase loses its power, because you cannot buy your way out of an emotion. Address the real need directly. Anxious. Breathe for 60 seconds. Lonely. Call someone. Bored. Walk outside. free solutions to emotional needs. Save you thousands every year. And they actually fix the problem. The brands know your emotional triggers. They map them. They study them. They build entire marketing campaigns around hitting them precisely. Sunday afternoon, boredom spikes online shopping by 40%. They know this. They run their biggest promotions on Sunday afternoons. January, anxiety about the new year. Spikes, gym memberships and self-improvement purchases. 90% are canceled by February. They are not selling you products. They are selling you emotional relief. Name the emotion, and you break their entire business model. 3 words before every purchase. I am feeling blank. That single habit will save you more than any budget ever will. Rule 1 locked in. Rule 2 goes even deeper. This one targets the part of your brain they exploit the most. Rule 2. Destroy the dopamine trap before it destroys your bank account. This is the most exploited vulnerability in the human brain. Dopamine is not the pleasure chemical. That is the lie they taught you. Dopamine is the anticipation chemical. The high happens when you add to cart, not when it arrives. By the time the package lands, the dopamine is already gone. That is why the package sits unopened for days. That is why the excitement fades before you even use it. The brain already got what it wanted. The anticipation. Amazon built their entire empire on this. One-click purchase. Instant dopamine. They removed every friction point between the craving and the spend. The solution is to use dopamine against the trap. Make saving feel like winning. Redirect the anticipation towards something that builds wealth. Watch your savings account number grow. Refresh it. Check it. Feel the number climbing. That number going up hits the same dopamine pathway. Gamify your net worth. Set monthly targets. Track weekly progress. Your brain cannot tell the difference between winning at saving and winning at shopping. Delete the shopping apps. Keep the banking app on your home screen. What you see first gets your dopamine first. Notifications from your bank celebrating savings milestones give you the same neurological hit as a sale notification from a retailer. The war inside your brain does not end, but you can change which side gets the ammunition. Feed the right system. Starve the wrong one. Social media is a dopamine delivery machine. Every scroll, every like, every notification, and every ad placed inside it knows exactly when your resistance is lowest. Limit social media to 30 minutes daily, not for mental health reasons alone, for financial survival reasons. Every hour less on social media is an hour your impulsive brain is not being targeted. That protection compounds, silently, powerfully. Rule 2 complete. Now the science bomb that will make you angry, because what they did to your brain was deliberate. MIT. 2018. Consumer Neuroscience Laboratory. They studied the exact moment the brain decides to spend. The decision to spend takes 2.3 seconds. The decision to save takes 11 seconds. They built every checkout system around those 2.3 seconds. One-click checkout, saved card details, Apple Pay. Every convenience feature was designed to keep the purchase inside those 2.3 seconds. If they can keep you spending before you think, they win. Every time, without exception. The fix is brutally simple. Add friction before every purchase. Force yourself past 11 seconds. The rational brain arrives at 11. Remove saved card details from every website. Make yourself type the number every time. That 30 seconds of friction saves thousands annually. The 2.3-second brain spent 6 years of your money. The 11-second brain will build the next 6. You now know which one to feed. Science done. Enemy exposed. Rule 3 now. This one rewires the war permanently. Rule 3. Design your environment to win the war automatically. Because willpower always loses to architecture. Willpower is a finite resource. It depletes through the day like battery life. By evening, it is almost gone. That is when they attack. Most impulse purchases happen after 8 p.m., when willpower is at its lowest. when the impulsive brain has the least resistance. Stop relying on willpower. Start relying on your environment. The environment never depletes. The environment never gets tired. Automate savings the moment income arrives, not when you feel like it. The moment it lands, it moves. Before the impulsive brain sees it. You cannot spend what your brain never sees. Out of sight, out of the war. That money is already safe before the battle begins. Keep only your weekly budget in your main account. Move everything else immediately. The impulsive brain can only spend what it can reach. Physical environment matters as much as financial environment. Cluttered spaces trigger more spending. Clean spaces trigger more contentment. Declutter your physical space this week, not for aesthetic reasons, for neurological financial reasons. Change your phone wallpaper to your financial goal, a number, a destination, a reason. Every time you open your phone, the rational brain gets a vote. The people you spend time with are part of your financial environment. Spend time with spenders. You spend. Spend time with builders. You build. This is not about judging your friends. This is neuroscience. Mirror neurons make you unconsciously copy the financial behavior of those around you. Design your environment ruthlessly, every element of it, because the war inside your brain is fought on the battlefield of your environment. Rule 3 complete. The next section will expose the exact enemy that built the battlefield against you. Pay attention to every word, because what comes next is the information they spent billions to keep from you. Your enemy is not your lack of discipline. Your enemy is a trillion-dollar industry built specifically to exploit the weakest part of your brain. The advertising industry spends $700 billion annually, not to inform you, to find and exploit your neurological weak points before your rational brain can respond. They hired the same neuroscientists who discovered how your brain works and paid them to reverse engineer it against you. Scarcity triggers panic buying. They fake scarcity. Only 3 left. Offer ends tonight. Limited edition. Social proof triggers conformity spending. Everyone is buying this. The primitive brain is terrified of being left out of the tribe. Loss aversion triggers fear purchases. You could lose this deal forever. The brain feels losses twice as powerfully as equivalent gains. Every single trigger is manufactured. None of it is real. The scarcity is fake. The deadline is fake. The social proof is curated. Now you see the enemy. Now you know every weapon it uses. A seen enemy is a defeated enemy. Your anger is valid, but channel it into the final rules. Because Rule 4 and 5 are where you take everything back. Rule 4, the weapon they fear most, because it makes their entire system powerless against you. Rule 4, build a 24-hour financial pause before every non-essential decision. Make it a non-negotiable law of your life. When you feel the pull to buy something, write it down. Date it. Come back in 24 hours. Then decide. 80% of those items you will not want tomorrow. The desire was never real. It was manufactured. And it expires. The 20% you still want tomorrow, those are real desires worth evaluating. The other 80% were emotional reactions, not needs. This single rule defeats every marketing trigger. Fake scarcity. Wait 24 hours. Still available. Fake urgency. Wait 24 hours. Offer still exists. The pause gives your prefrontal cortex time to arrive. The rational brain, the 11-second brain. Let it speak before you spend. Apply this to every subscription too. Before you add any recurring expense, 24 hours minimum. No exceptions. Recurring expenses are the most dangerous. They start small. They multiply silently. By the time you notice, hundreds are leaving monthly. The 24-hour rule costs you nothing. If the item is truly worth it, it will still be worth it tomorrow. If it is not, you just saved yourself from the war. Implement this today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. The next time you feel the pull, write it down. Walk away. Rule 4 is a wall between you and the war. Build it today. Rule 5 is the final weapon, and it is the most powerful. Rule 5. Build a compelling financial future so vivid that your brain chooses it over instant pleasure automatically. The primitive brain lives in now. The rational brain can travel to the future. Most people never use this superpower. Write down exactly what financial freedom looks like for you. Not vague, specific. What time do you wake up? What does your account show? What are you doing? Read it every morning, before the war begins for the day. Program the rational brain before the battlefield activates. When the pull to spend arrives, your brain now has a competing vision, something more powerful than the immediate pleasure. Sarah used this exact rule. She wrote her vision. She read it daily. Within 6 months, the war inside her brain shifted permanently. She did not become a different person. She used the same brain differently. That is all wealth building ever requires. The war inside your brain will never fully stop. But you now have 5 weapons, and 5 weapons beat a war every time. 5 rules. Name the emotion before you spend. Destroy the dopamine trap. Design your environment to win automatically. Know your enemy and every weapon it uses. Build the 24-hour pause as a law. The war was always there. Now you see it. A seen war is a winnable war. Share this with someone fighting the same war. They do not know it is happening to them. You do now. That is the difference. Comment below. Which rule hit hardest? Rule 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? Your answer tells me exactly where the war is hitting you most. Subscribe, because next video, we go after the system directly. The dark secret of the ultra-wealthy, and why they never want you to find it. Every video on Wealth Trap exists for one reason: to name what they built against you, and hand you the tools to dismantle it. The war inside your brain is real. The system that exploits it is real. But the exit is also real. And you now know where it starts. You came in losing the war. You are leaving with 5 weapons. Use them, starting today, not tomorrow. I am Marcus. This is Wealth Trap, and the silent war only wins if you stay unaware.